Sure team. FG. Sort of build breakdown and what it owes me so far. I'm, I guess, Kiwi slang. Some people call me a tin ass because I try to get shit as cheap as possible. You know, I'm like one of those guys. If I can't get it cheap, I just won't buy it. It probably comes down to being paid stuff all in NZ. Yeah, anyway, I paid $4.5 for this FG. I actually paid $4,000 for this FG. They're both done similar Ks. This one's done, sorry, I'm looking with my eyes and not on the camera. This one has done 233 Ks. This one's now just clicked over 230 Ks. So it's been about 1,000 Ks in since, or maybe more, maybe about 2,000 Ks in since FG+T. But we're going to do a full breakdown on this. This is fully stock. The mags are only on there because I needed to put some wheels on there for now. Anyway, back to the +T. If you guys want to pull out a calculator and add it all up as we go, you can do that as well. Off the top of my head, I think with the car included, I have another set of rims just like these ones, but they're silver to go on here. So with the rims, the spoilers, and everything all included, I'd like to put it around about 18,000, which is still pretty cheap. You know, car included, everything, turbo done, and I didn't cheap out. I didn't do it on like a. I was gonna do it on like a real shit budget and just put like all factory FG turbo stuff on there and try and find like a factory 76 turbo and all that. And at the time I had like 4 cars I think. I had my G35 Skyline, which I still miss. Man, there's like, feels like we're in Aussie. Heaps of little midgies around. Anyway, try not to eat them and while I talk. But yeah, I fully lost what I was talking about. Blowing midgies. Anyway, the car, roof spoiler, I got that cheap. Another thing about me, gotta get the parts, gotta get them cheap, you know. I don't know what make the spoiler is. It could be a Mr. Body Kits one, but I don't know. It has a different kind of flair. It has like a little flick to it, and I actually got it painted. I will do a video incorporating the paint shop I use because they're good guys. So yeah, I paid $50 for the roof spoiler. I know people are gonna hate me for that because some people pay like $300 or $400. So I paid $50 for the spoiler. And I'm not going to specify the paint cost because my family members have spent money with the painters I use. So he might have given me a deal, I don't know. But all in all, the spoiler without the paint, $50. Pretty cheap. These bobtail spoilers, I still have to get this painted, right? I've got eyelids for the headlights that I want to get painted. I always try and do my cars differently. So, you know, usually you see people buy like the aftermarket stuff, like the roof spoiler, this spoiler, the monsoons, and it's always just black. So it doesn't matter what color car it is. People never paint them. And I thought to myself, the paint might have a bit of help in making the spoiler not flex. You know how they like dip in the middle and look stupid? And because this one's actually quite a lot thicker. I bought one for a BF a couple of years ago. Sorry, I'll stop trying to shout into the phone and breathe like Darth Vader. So here, I'll put the phone over here so it doesn't sound like I'm yelling into the phone. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Mr. Body Kits one or not, but it's very like thick. It's not flimsy like those ones you buy on Trade Me. For the Aussie guys or anyone else, Trade Me is like eBay or like Gumtree, but for New Zealand. So if you want to have a look at any cool like JDMs, like Skylines and all that, jump on trademe.co.nz and have a look on there. It's a really easy website to use. For some reason I find Gumtree a real pain in the butt to use. So yeah, if I sound like I'm speaking like a bit of a pleb, I'm trying my best not to swear. I always swear in my videos. So this spoiler here, thanks to one of my bros, Mikey, he hooked it up. He doesn't usually have FG parts like this. He usually has E-Series parts. Him and some other mates, Late Night Nate on YouTube, they all have like E-Series stuff. But Mikey had this from one of his bros or something. I don't know. But to get one of these into New Zealand is about $5.50. And he said to me, he was like, "Oh, how much are they?" And I said, "Oh, they're $300 without shipping." And he goes, "Oh, sweet, $300, it's yours." So yeah, I went around there and got it. Usually they don't come with a light in them, which is what I like. Has a light in it, you know, keeps me out of trouble. I had to wire it in, so I had to cut the plug off the factory spoiler and wire it onto the wiring for this one. But yeah, I wired it all up. It was probably November last year. I spray painted it. Obviously you can see that it's starting to come off because I didn't prime it, and it doesn't look exactly the same, but I will get it painted soon, so it'll look all one color and really nice. So yeah, $300. The boot garnish just for this chrome piece here, and it's if you've taken one of these off before, you'll know what they look like. Sometimes, most of the time, they're broken from people like wrenching on them without pressing the button. So even this one was broken. I had to like silicone a few of the tabs on the inside in, so it's still a little bit flimsy, but I just try my best not to like flimsy it. Jeez, did I just make some new words? So yeah, I paid $80 for the boot with the garnish because I couldn't find the garnish anywhere. I wanted a chrome garnish, and yeah, so paid $80 for the boot with the garnish. Took the garnish off, sold the boot to my dad for like $60, so that only owes me $20. So that's $20 for the garnish. The FPV badges, you can buy those on eBay. I think they were maybe $50, and they like, even, oh, you know, we're only 2 feet away, they look pretty genuine. I guess if it ever goes dull or anything, I can rip it off and put another one on. But yeah, if we're including the plates, then yeah, my car owes me 18-19 grand to get personalised plates in New Zealand. If it's over 4 litres, I think if it's 5 or 6 litres, it's $1,000. If it's less litres, it costs more. I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, so the plates were $1,000 when I got them made. When I had them on an AU, and I've had them on a range of different Falcons, and they're probably going to stay on this one for a long time. I always wanted a taxi plate for the Falcons for all the Aussie viewers. You know, I know you guys all have your Falcon taxis. They don't have Falcon taxis here. They used to use them for corporate cabs sometimes, but well, like all the premium models, like the G6Es and that. But yeah, I don't know. I always thought Falcons as taxis are cool, so I always wanted a taxi plate. Obviously, taxi and all that sort of stuff was gone, and if I bought a 4-lettered number plate, it'd be, I think it's $2.5 grand, which is a lot for a piece of steel that says some government number. So yeah, I thought OG taxi, that'll be fine. Exhaust, man. Okay, this is gonna take a minute. The tip is from Jason at Sticky Flanges. I'll put a link to his Instagram in the bio. Jason's a good guy. This is the second pike out dumpy I've bought off him. A lot of people don't like it, but here's the factor of, it's my car. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, it might look stupid to some people. Some people are like, why the hell is it facing the ground? It looks stupid, but I don't know. I really dig the lobster weld look, and I just wanted heaps of those. You know, in future, if I can get one that's got more pie cuts and the exhaust is turned up a little bit more, then hey, I'll do that. But for now, you know, that looks good. Jason even said to me, he's like, "Oh, don't do 2 more pie cuts; it'll look stupid." Yeah, I don't know. I like it. That's all that matters, eh? At the end of the day. So that from Jason, I think off the top of my head, because it was custom, I think it was about 180, 190 I could be wrong, but I know he sells ones that only have 2 pie cuts for about 150, 160, and he does ship to Australia. So for any of my watchers or viewers from Aussie, hit up Sticky Flanges on Instagram. So yeah, about 200 on the tip. The rest of the exhaust was done by Woku Mufflers. Chits down at Woku Mufflers, good guy, does all my exhausts. If you've got a welder and you've made exhausts before, you'll know exhausts aren't fun to make. So I got him to do all the exhaust. I supplied the mufflers. Right here is a muffler called an Afterburner. It's like a replica version of a Flowmaster. So it's got 2 triangles in it right here. And then right here, it has a hot dog in it. And no shit, the hot dog that's here goes from like here to like here long. It's massive. It's like a meter long, if not more. It's, yeah, but it was cheap. It was only 50 or 60 bucks. So, yeah, I put that on for now, but I will probably maybe get Chits to take it out and put another different muffler in there. Because it's still pretty loud. As you've probably seen in other videos. But for now, I don't really get looked at. I think it might just be because I have the standard rims on there. I don't know. And I try my best not to be an idiot outside of the racetrack. Winky face. Yeah. So, exhaust. The mufflers, I think the hot dog was still pretty cheap. It was like 70 bucks. The muffler down here was like 40. Like 110. The tip, 300-ish. Yeah, say 300 for the mufflers and the tip. I got an X-Force downpipe off my mate Blake. Yeah, shout out to Blake. I don't know why he had it. I think he was going to do a +T on one of his FGs. But that was 400 from him. So then I got Chits to do the downpipe from 4-inch stainless into 3-inch mild. So it's 3-inch mild all the way through. I think Chits off the top of my head charged me about 800, 900 bucks for the exhaust. So I worked it all out. It's maybe like 400, 300, 700. We'll say it cost me like about 1,400 bucks for a full exhaust system, which is pretty good. Like, you know, some people are paying $2,000, $2,500 upwards for X-Force stuff that rattles, and this does still hit the diff. I don't know why. Like, when I've got more people in it, it hits the diff. It's hella annoying. At first I thought it was the drive shaft on its way out, but it's not. It's the exhaust. Because it only happens when I have more than myself in here, and I'm not a small person. So, you know, to be fair, if there was 4 Asian men driving this car, the exhaust, four Asian men driving, man, gosh, I'm not racist, but I mean just in body size, you know, and not driving, 1 driving and 3 passengers, this car probably wouldn't hit the exhaust on there. But I am about 4 average blokes, I guess, not Asians. I don't know why I said Asians. I'm not even racist. Anyway, back onto the Falcon. Turbo, that thing. Ooh, if anyone knows how to make these dose, let me know. I always wanted a turbo car that could dose, and I knew the Falcons and VLs and shit dose. It might be because of the small pod filter. I asked Mark at Revolution if that was going to be a problem tuning it. He said nah. He said he's made more power on other cars with the same pod filter. So I was like, oh, okay, all good. But for some reason it doesn't dose. It makes all the cool turbo noises except for a dose. And for the other people out there, they're going to be like, oh, block off your blow-off valve. As you can see here, this is a Pulsar elbow. Did Tiny have to spend $580 on this Pulsar elbow? No, he didn't. I didn't realise that when it went for tuning that they weren't going to put a, you know, like wire in an extra sensor for the turbo pressure or whatever it is. So I've got my old MAF sensor in there for now. They make a blanking plate with a rubber grommet thing on it to block off the LS ones. And the MAF sensors on these are the same size as the LS. So I've got to get one of those to tidy that up so I can take that off. And then I actually want to get the rocket cover painted the same color as the car. I didn't want to at first, and then I was like, nah, I think it'll look cool if I paint it the same color, and then I get one of those custom shields done on here, maybe with my YouTube name on it, or maybe with you know, fake FPV. I don't know. And why did I go for the FPV badges? I always wanted an F6, but I can't afford it. I can't afford it on New Zealand wages. Maybe if I come to Oz and make some like serious money, you know, I'll be able to afford an FPV. But hey, it's 320 kilowatt at the wheel. The way I look at it, 320 at the wheel. A factory F10, F6, sorry, is 310 at the crank. So this is more than a factory F6. And don't give me crap, but I do have F6 badges and 310 badges for this. I will put them on eventually, but for now, I want to get all the paint fixed. I've got another side skirt in the shed to go on here. That's another thing. That's another reason why I got it for $4.5 grand, because it's got this little dent just here. As you can see, there's a couple of scratches on the quarter. You can't really notice them. It was real bad on the other door. I've got the other door down by the shed. I put this door on. You can see between this blue and this blue, they look different. But the funny thing is you look at this blue and you look at the blue on the quarter and it looks the same. But you look at this blue and they look different. It's, I don't know. But it's not all scratched up and it's not all dented like the other ones, so it looks nice. I've got the skirt in the shed. I might put that on this weekend because it's not faded and all scratched. But the thing is, it's the same color as that door, so I don't know. Anyway, back to pricing things up. Turbo, 1400. Pipe kit from Trade Me. It's a ProFlow pipe kit. I think it's about 500, roughly. This pipe was from an R32 GDR on Trade Me for $50. So I got that for $50. And then the pod filter I got off Naruma Falcon on Instagram, the bro Thor, for $40. So $40, $50, $90 for an intake. The bro CJ from Tokoroa, he hooked it up with that silicone joiner. He was just going to throw it out, so he bought a pipe kit and he's still got the standard turbo, so he hooked it up with that. Shout out to him. Factory BF radiator reservoir. Shout out to my dad, that was free. And for everyone saying, oh, you need to put the factory thing on it, yeah, the factory cap is on there. Because funny enough, if you are watching and you do have one of these, the factory cap is better than the new cap. The new caps they come with, for some reason, go too airtight or something, or I don't know, there's something wrong with the ones that come on these. So yeah, I put the factory one on there. Why did I put this on here, you ask? Because I know a lot of people are going to ask. Go back in my videos, you'll see. But I asked people for advice, but I just try to use my head and initiative, and people said, oh, that's not going to work, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to get back to the price of things, right? But this hose kit I bought on Trade Me for $89. It was for, this hose kit here. It's like a big roll of hose that comes for oil and fuel. But I thought, hey, if it can take oil and fuel, it can take water, eh? So I used it for my water. Hang on, I'll turn the light on here. You'll see here, it comes around here. Because from the factory, they come down under here. But I thought, what's the difference to the bottom of the thermostat to the top? Water's water, it's still going to help the turbo cool, right? So, well, that's what I made up in my head. So it comes around from there into the turbo, right there. You can see everything looks a bit wet. I think they're leaking, but the water hasn't gone down. So, yeah. I'm real bad for looking at my finger and not the phone. So, looking here, the water hasn't gone down, but there does seem to be some kind of seepage around the turbo. I don't know if it's oil or water, but it doesn't use oil and it doesn't use water, so I don't know. Anyway, I've still got the heater lines zip tied back because, yeah, that I don't know. I don't know what to do. If you guys got any tips, let me know. Aeroflow standard manifold sort of flows better by 25%, I reckon. Well, I think what it does is it flows better because if you take one of these off factory and look in it, it's got like little baffles in it, where this one doesn't have the baffles. So yeah, that was 500 brand new. We talked about the turbo 1400. We talked about the exhaust. What else have we got here? Trying to remember. Nick that supplied me helped supply all the parts. He helped supply a few other parts of his own as well. Factory F6 intercooler off his F6. Which I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's F6 FPV, you know, like I'm just saying that's what it is, because if you look at it from back here, you can see it's only like this thick, you know, and the ones that they make aftermarket are like this thick. So I actually got to keep the plastic thing, which is cool. I didn't want to hack it all out like people do to fit the big intercooler on, you know. I know you'll still pass like a roadworthy or a like legal road certificate with it cut out, but you know, I was like, no, it looks nice like that. So that's the only reason. Mark from Revolution did say, like this, on this full setup with this intercooler and everything, I can probably still get about another 50 to 60 kilowatt out of it. I think it was around about 400 he said we can push it to, but then the rods, the NA trans will be on the limit and it'll be a bit iffy, and so all the injectors, I think, because the injectors are only 440s. But anyway, $300 off Nick. Good cunt. I'll say that word because that's New Zealand slang. If it gets monetized, or if it gets taken down for that, well, hey, sorry. Anyway, FG intake off one of Nick's workmates. I actually got that for a good deal too. I see a lot of people selling these with the fuel rail though for about $1,200 to $1,500. So I got this for, don't quote me on it, I think it was $500, but it was bare. So I had to buy the ProFlow fuel rail, which was like $200, I think. And I actually bought the black one because I was trying to be all stealth about it, and I was going to use all the factory piping, and then once I figured out that factory piping wasn't going to really work with the big turbo, I was like, and I just scrapped it. But I think in future I really want to get like a ProFlow aluminium fuel rail, just for that bling factor, you know. But for now the black one works, and hey, we're good, we're Gucci. So yeah, $200, 500. Oh, back to what I was talking about with this elbow. If I was to know, if I know, fuck. Oh, I did swear. If I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't go for the elbow. I would go for a stainless 90-degree bend, and then it'd be fine. Well, there's the chain. Sheesh. So yeah, I went all out at the end because I was like, man, I want this car to have the goods, you know. I don't want it to be rubbish. You know, I'd spent all the money over here, good. So I was like, the fuel inside I probably should spend good money on. So instead of going for like a $150 fuel rig, I went for the best of the best, which we all know is Turbo Smart. So it's a Turbo Smart fuel regulator. $400. It was $400. It was $350 for the regulator and then $50 for the little gauge. Yeah, and then the rest, all the fittings, man. I'll tell you what, the hardest thing about building a +T that I've found is all the stupid little fittings you need for all the lines, like the oil lines and the fuel lines. So those all up were about $400, $450, which is still really cheap. I was trying my best not to buy like too many, and you know, trying to watch the money. So yeah, it was about $400. Oil line, I think that's about $400. Don't quote me on it, I can't remember exactly. I think it's about $300 or $400. Demon oil line kit. I don't actually like this kit because you see where the filter sits. I don't know. Have I got that on there wrong? Like, is that end meant to be on the end? Because I tried it that way and it didn't fit. So I put it this way, but I don't like it like this. Look where the filter sits. And it's all loose. Like, I try to make this here just so, like, if it falls down, it doesn't, like, fall on the belt. But I don't know. I really want to get the one where the filter sits here and it looks all nice and pretty. Yeah, I said pretty. Alright. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, I've still got the standard dipstick, which is just held in with a cable tie at the moment, because I need a turbo one. If you have a turbo one, hook it up. Hook it up, bro. If you don't have a turbo one, that's all good. It's all good. I am eventually going to buy, there's a billet replacement one for BA and BF, but I'm pretty sure I'd work for one of these. I'm pretty sure I've seen the guy on the Oz FG page. He had one, and then they're not too bad. They're like $150, which is, you know, all good. All good when you've already spent, you know, a great couple of grand. Demon battery relocation kit. This is pretty cheap. It's like $150. And that's just for putting the battery from here to here with the cable and the little kit. It does say Demon on here, but I flipped it upside down, so it's just plain. That's how I like it. Eventually, I would like to cut these down shorter. Cut them down a little bit. Make it look a bit nicer. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else. Money-wise, I've spent... Oh, internals. Valve springs and head studs. I think we're about... I think all up, because I bought them off Nick, but I also paid Nick to do the job. And he also tapped the hole in the sump and took the sump to his work and cleaned it all out. He done me a real good deal. Nick's a solid guy. If you ever need barrow work done, hit him up on Instagram, Nick Bogart. I think off the top of my head, I could be wrong, I think it was about $2.5 grand for the valve springs, head studs, and because you've got to drop the K-frame to pull the sump off, and yeah, it's quite a big job, and I don't have a car hoist, so yeah. So there's that. I don't know what we'll be up to. I think probably in my head we're probably up to around about like 10 grand or around there. So then, well, plus the car would be like 14, 15 around there. The mag wheels that I've got down the back, we'll just say the same price as these, because that's pretty much what they owe me. 1400. So there we go, we're up to 15 grand, somewhere around there. My math is not always math, so don't rely on me. Just trying to think of anything else. Oh, math sensors. I bought a brand new one off Mark. I think it might have been about $150. The both tunes, because I got two tunes. I got the normal tune and I got the lumpy idle tune, or ghost cams. I can't really specify what I paid, because Dad spent a lot of money with him on his car and he done me a good deal. So he done me a good deal based on that. My old boy spent heaps of money with him. So yeah, I'm not gonna specify how much the tunes and all that was. It was still a lot of money to me, hey, but I'm still not gonna throw it out there. Sorry. But yeah, if you need any ECU work, PCM tech wise, Mark at Revolution is your man. Man, this thing goes like a cut cat. It's nasty. Oh, that's the other thing, transcooler. So you'll see down in here, that black thing right there, transcooler. I already paid for the transcooler off my mate Robert. It's my little brother's best mate. He sold that to me, I think, for $150. It was cheap. It was cheap as $150, brand new in the box. The box was all ripped up and everything, but it was alright. It was still brand new. So then Mark put it on with when he done the trans oil change and all that. Yeah. And to be fair, Mark changed the intercoolers too, because I had a factory FG intercooler on there. And yeah, I bought a full FG piping kit and FG intercooler That cost me like $500 or $600, and yeah, that was just back when I didn't really realize what they were worth. And yeah, sometimes we make mistakes and we learn from them. That's life. So yeah, with the transcooler added, yeah, I think we're around about 16 grand. And then we're probably, I'd like to say probably about 19 or more, maybe, yeah, around 19 with the tune and that. Yeah, anyway, we'll close this. Boost gauge, I think there's about 150 or 180 for a turbo smart fuel gauge, boost gauge. In this video I'll incorporate showing you how to use the PCM tech as well. Springs. My mate Blake that I bought the downpipe off. He sold me the rare springs. They're Kings SSL. Yeah. So not ultra lows, but just above ultra lows. I do want to go lower, but for now this will do. I do have front springs and shocks, which are double SL Dobies and brand new shocks from CJ that I got the silicon hose from. I swapped him. I had some factory FG roof racks, and I swapped him the roof racks for the front springs and shocks, and they're near new too, which is cool. So shout out to CJ for that. This video is now 31 minutes in, so let's get to it. I don't want to keep you going. I've got to get inside. I've only just come home from work, so we're gonna turn it on. It's gonna go right round. Oh, hang on, I'll turn this off. The bang shifter did cost about 200, but I'm gonna take it off. For anyone that does get one of these bang shifters, one of these ones, like, it looks the part, it looks cool, but honestly, only put it on an NA if you've got an NA, because the problem is when you're boosting and you pull it back in Tiptronic, you pull it back and it bounces, and when it bounces, it like goes up gears. So like second, you'll like change into third, and it'll go into fourth, and I'm gonna take this off this weekend. It's a real pain in the ass, honestly. It looks really cool, but it's a real big pain in the ass. And I'm not gonna specify which mate, but one of my mates just put a $10,000 transmission in his turbo Falcon because he thought he stuffed the turbo box, when really it's because he had one of these on there and it kept doing that, and he didn't realize that it was the shifter. He thought it was the box that was stuffed. So don't do what he done, and don't, like, I'm happy, like I've done some research into it, and I'm just going to change it back to a factory gear knob for now. But anyway, let's get back to starting this up and showing you how the PCM tech works. So we're now on. Okay, so I'll put it in my right hand. So down here, you're going to go here, and then it brings it up a little bit. So hang on, I'll press it again. And then here, look. So it brings it up, and then we're on tune 1 at the moment. And then this is tune 2, and then you can just leave it, or you can press reset, it's up to you. And then it has the lumpy idle. Give it about a minute, and then it starts getting real choppy. Try to walk away so it's not so distorted. Anyway, we'll leave it there, team. Hope this video helped you guys, and helped all my new followers with the price of things, and it's not cheap, Some people think it's like 2 or 3 grand to do a +T. It might be if you've got those parts sitting on the shelf and good to go, but hey, I can tell you, it's not cheap. If I was to do it, hey, like I love it that I've done it all myself. But if I was to do it again, I would probably just buy a factory turbo one, or save up for a factory turbo one, because now the trans isn't going to handle the power if I go more than 400 kilowatt. The rods aren't going to handle it. You know, it's yeah, there's some good and bad about it. The good thing is I haven't spent 40 grand. I've only spent 20 or less. You know, it's still not certified, or what do they call it in Aussie? Mod plate. Yeah, it's still not mod plated, so I have to get that done, which is not too bad. I think it's about $500, but it's for a dumb little dongle thing, so the police know that it's all honky-dory and good to go. Also, remember, Low Standards, he does some cool stuff. I always like seeing stuff on his channel. Yeah, go over, give all my mates a follow. RevDog, shout out to RevDog. I'd like to say at least 100 to 200 of my subs are from RevDog's channel, so shout out to RevDog for always shouting me out. He's a good guy. GC as we like to say. I'm not going to say that word more though, because I don't want to get any of my videos taken down. Oh, actually, hang on, I'll change that. The one thing I found is if you, oh no, I already changed it back. If you start it and it's on that ghost cam, man, it does not like it, eh? The turbo starts like trying to spoil and crap, and oh yeah, it's no good. So yeah, RevDog on YouTube, give him a follow. Nate Dog, who else do I follow on YouTube that's cool? One of the American guys that I really like is Tom's Refurb. He's yeah, he does some cool stuff. Who else do I watch? Oh, my mate Nate from New Zealand here that does all the E-Series Falcons. He does yeah, just all E-Series. He does have B-Series, but he does mostly E-Series. Late Night Nate is his YouTube channel. And then yeah, RC Crazy as well. Jeff, another YouTuber from Auckland, or yeah, New Zealand. Go across and give them all a follow and a sub. You know, the one thing I hate about New Zealand is we got this tall poppy syndrome, and we're all about hating. Why hate? You know? What's the hate? You know, just be a lovable chap. You know, and give everyone love. Why just give famous people in the States love? Give people here at home love. Put New Zealand on the map. Anyway, let's lock her up. $30 indicator LEDs. I still haven't hooked up the horn, so it doesn't do the beep, but it does the cool sequential lights. Anyway, that's me, team. Have a good night.